Hi everyone, my name is Jackie and I'm coming on here today with our Tech Talk, and I will give people just a minute to come in here. It says I'm live on my side, but we will get started today. Our topic today for our Tech Talk is troubleshooting smartphones and tablets, and that will be our discussion. Just seeing if anyone is hopping on here. Looks like we've got a couple viewers, which is great. Welcome. So I am on my own today. My coworker Ann is not in the office today, so I will be doing my best to see your comments and questions. If you have any, please leave them in the comments box on this in the Facebook Live window, and I will try to answer your questions as they come in, but if I don't see them immediately, just give me a second. But anyways, we will get started with troubleshooting smartphones and tablets here. So my name is Jackie, and I am the tech librarian at Heights Libraries, and I will be leading this Tech Talk today. Normally, like I said, I would have my coworker Ann with me, but she's out today, so just me. We are coming to you every Wednesday with either a Tech Talk, which is a conversation on a relevant current tech topic, or an Appy Hour program. Appy Hours, we focus on specific apps. We usually follow a theme. You know, we've done all kinds of things from free apps from the library for like ebooks and magazines and audiobooks, to digital wellness apps, to social media apps. So we've done all kinds of things with Appy Hour as well. But join us every Wednesday for those at 4 p.m. All right, so I'm going to start talking about troubleshooting smartphones and tablets, really any smart device that you have. Initially here, you may, or just overall, you may think what I'm saying is very basic and not too complicated, and that is pretty much my goal, because a lot of things with troubleshooting a computer or a smartphone, a tablet, they are simple. You know, we say do the simple first. So like even for me, if there's something wrong with my device, I don't panic. I look at maybe the simple things that could be wrong first. I know a lot of people, when your screen looks funny or something like that, you automatically assume the worst case scenario and that you've somehow broken it. But trust me, it is harder to break your mobile device than you think. You have to try a little bit harder. Usually bumping a button is not going to completely break your device or delete all your information or something like that. So step number one, don't panic, don't jump to the worst case scenario. So like I said, just keep it simple. You know, there may be the issue you're having. So we always say keep things clean and tight with your cords and also your plugs. Again, a simple suggestion, but make sure that you know, if it's like a laptop, make sure it's plugged in. Make sure, you know, if it's a smartphone or a tablet, that it actually has battery, those sorts of things. You'd be surprised, you know, check that power strip that you're using. Is the switch on? Is it plugged in? Did it get bumped by your cat? That's something my cat would do. So think of those cords as clean and tight. Is everything plugged in? All right. Again, another simple solution here. This one always seems to, when I talk to people on the phone, always seems to annoy them a little bit, but turn on and off your device. This could be, you know, if you're having problems with printing, turn off that printer, turn off your laptop, turn off your phone, turn it back on. That can really help. It just gives everything a fresh start. So first problem you might encounter is the issue of your device will not turn on. And with this one, again, we're just going to use some simple problem solving ideas first. One is if your computer is really stuck, or your tablet or your phone is really stuck, you think it's frozen, you can press and hold on the power button and for several seconds, and that'll usually force your device to restart. So that can be a good initial step to take to restart your device or to get it to turn on. So another thing to consider is battery. Is the battery charged? Connect it to a charger, press that power button, see what happens. If your device is really, really dead, it has no battery, then you will need to connect it to your charger and just leave it for a few minutes and let it get some more power into the device, and then try to press and hold that power button to turn it back on. But yeah, keep in mind that a really, really dead battery is not going to do much. Kind of like your car. If your car battery is really dead, you're just hearing clicking. You're not even hearing the engine trying to turn over or anything like that. It's similar with a device. If the battery's really dead, plug it into a charger and let it get some power into it before trying to turn it on. All right. So next issue might be it won't charge. Again, make sure that the charger is plugged in to the wall, to your device. Sometimes to your device, if you've been using a charger cord for a while, that port might be kind of loose, so make sure it's in there nice and tight. You can also try another outlet. Sometimes people think this advice is insulting, but you would be surprised. You might have an outlet that needs to be reset or is not working in your house. So simple solution, just try another outlet, see what happens. Another thing too is if you have them available, try a different charging cord and a different brick. The brick is the piece that goes into the wall that you can see on the screen here. I manage the hotspot collection for the library, and those cords just do not last. Over time, the cords just get old and they, wear out. So sometimes it really is the charging cord that is not working, and just trying another one, purchasing another one, trying that could possibly be your solution to getting it to charge again. All right. So another issue that a lot of people encounter is that your device will not connect to the internet. So make sure that your Wi-Fi settings are turned on. This is a screenshot of an Apple iOS phone, so like an iPhone or an iPad tablet. Whatever device you have, if you have an Android tablet too, find the Settings app on your device. You will have a Settings app. It comes with your device. Go in there, check to see if Wi-Fi is on. Here you can see it's a switch. Wi-Fi is on because the switch is green. If Wi-Fi was off, that would be gray. That's a great first step. Is the Wi-Fi even on? If it's not on, you cannot find networks close to you. Other thing too is make sure that you're within range of Wi-Fi. Even at home, if you're standing in the middle of your backyard, you're pretty far away from your modem and your router, which is inside your house, and you might not be within range. You might be getting a really low signal. Same thing too, if you were up on the third floor of your house and the modem and the router is all the way downstairs, you're pretty far away from it at this point. So going closer to that modem and router may help you get a stronger signal. Last thing I wanted to mention with I can't connect to the internet. On your phone or tablet, whether it's an Android or an iOS or another brand, two very common settings that you will find at this point are airplane mode and do not disturb. So airplane mode, the icon looks like a little airplane, and do not disturb, it can be a moon symbol or like a do not enter symbol. Both of those settings may be blocking your Wi-Fi connection because, one is designed to just shut down all the radios on your device, like if you're on an airplane, so there's no interference. That for sure will have your Wi-Fi off. Do not disturb is a setting that you can turn on if you do not want to be disturbed, like you don't want to be getting phone calls or text messages or any disruptions. You can turn that on. It's a setting on your phone which can be helpful at times, but if it's accidentally turned on or you didn't realize it was still on, it may be blocking Wi-Fi connection. So check to see if airplane or do not disturb are on. And again, you can find that in the settings on your device. Next problem that a lot of people face is my app won't work. So with my app won't work, there are some things you can do. So one is you can close the app. And you can do this. I am first showing you the solution for an Apple device, an iPad or an iPhone. The round button at the bottom of your device is called the home button. Click on that button 2 times fast, and what's going to appear in the middle of your screen is going to be every window or program that you have open on your device. You don't realize it, but on smart devices, programs stay open and are running in the background on your device. So you can force close one of these apps. And you do that by swiping up from the middle of one of these rectangles. I'll show that again here. You kind of saw that. So with your finger you swipe up, you like swipe the app away, and that forces it to close. If you have a lot of things running in the background, different programs, it doesn't hurt just to force close all of them, kind of give you a fresh start here. On an Android device, similar concept, but at the bottom of your screen you're going to see one of these 2 icons, either the multiple rectangle icon or the square icon. You will click on that and then you will see every app that is open and running in the background on your device, and you will swipe those to the right. Sometimes on Androids you may also swipe up. It kind of depends on which device you're looking at. Similar concept though of force closing those apps. Another thing you can do is you can check for updates on your phone. This is a good one. Depending on your settings, your updates might be automatically running, and that's great. That doesn't always happen. Sometimes an app will stop working well, and it's because it really needs an update. So that's another thing you can do. You can go into the App Store on your phone. The one on the left here with the red bubble with the number 1, that is what the Apple App Store icon looks like. The one next to it is the Google Play Store for Android devices, and then the one on the right is for Kindle devices. You're going to have that app on your device no matter what. It comes with your device. So go in there and you'll be able to see if it is recommending any app updates. So these are like updates to the apps themselves. They're coming from the developers of the apps. They're a good thing. They're not a bad thing. Go ahead and run them. They'll help your apps run smoother, more quickly, more efficiently. Just some more screenshots here of what apps may look like, updates. You can see with Kindle over on the right, you can go into the menu and you'll see App Store there. So just try to get into the App Store on your device and see if any updates need to be run. All right. Again, back to this simple suggestion of turn it on and turn it off again. That will force your apps to restart. So that could give everything a fresh start, and then things will be running smoother. Another thing you can do, and this is an example of how things will look on an Apple device, is you can uninstall and reinstall the app. So that means you are uninstalling it, you're completely taking it off the device and then reinstalling it. So with Apple devices, if you press and hold on one of your app squares, it will shake like it's shaking right now on the screen, and then you can press that X in the upper left hand corner, and the X will ask you if you want to uninstall the app. Let's see here. So it says, do you want to delete it? In this case, you would say, yes, I want to delete it. And then you do need to go back into the App Store on your device and find it again and re-download it onto your device. This can give you a fresh start though, so maybe a good thing to do if you're really struggling with an app functioning. This is just the example for an Android device. In Android, you would go to the settings menu, look at applications, which will give you a list of all the apps on your device, and then you can choose to uninstall something. You could also go into the Google Play Store and find the app, and then you would install it. So you deleted a game off your device, you now can go into the App Store and reinstall it. Before I go on to the next topic here, I do want to say also with apps, I've encountered this a few times recently with customers calling in saying an app wasn't functioning well on their device, and when we got to talking about it, we realized that it had been put on their device, but not through the App Store, meaning like it was not offered in the Apple App Store or in the Android App Store. They'd gone through some not unconventional way of getting the app onto their device, and there's kind of workarounds to do this, but if you do this and then the app starts not functioning well, there really may not be a solution because it was not really intended to put on your device. A good example of this is on Kindle Fire devices. For whatever reason, our most popular ebooks app, Libby, is not offered through the App Store. You have to install an app called Overdrive instead. Both offer, access to the same content, the books and the audiobooks and the ebooks and everything, but Libby is not offered through the App Store. So sometimes people will find a roundabout way of putting it on their device, but then if it's not functioning correctly, my best suggestion is put on this Overdrive app, because that is what's intended to be run on the device, if that makes sense. So just be wary of that. If you're not getting something through the App Store, it may not run well. Next issue is if your device is just running slow. So I will talk about that here. So if your device is running slow, again, sorry to sound like a broken record, but try restarting your device. That's my first suggestion. Another thing to distinguish is your device running slow, or is it your internet connection running slow? You can tell the difference because your device may be running slow, like if you tap on an app icon and it takes a long time for the device to react, and it takes a long time for the app to open. That could be an indicator that just the device itself is not running quickly. With whether it's your online speed that's the problem, if the device seems to be functioning normally, it's not extremely slow, you'll notice that when you go into like a browser window to look something up on the internet, if it's taking a long time for pages to open or for information to be retrieved, that could certainly be your internet connection. So try to think of that. Is it the device itself that's running slow, or is it the internet connection? Because the solutions would be different depending on the problem. So one thing is, if it's your internet connection and maybe you're on a public Wi-Fi network at the library, it's the afternoon, there's a ton of people using the same network, it's kind of like a traffic jam. You might not be able to increase the speed of your internet connection if there's just a lot of people using it. Similar with if you're at home, make sure you're close to the router and the modem. Don't be 5 rooms away. Be as close as possible. That could help your connection as well. Another thing too is devices will run more slowly if they, have a lot on their mind, meaning they're running a lot of programs or tabs or things like that. So, like look at your browser app program. See if you have 50 tabs open. If you do and you don't need them open, you could clear them out, just get rid of some to reduce the number open, or you could just do a full close all those tabs. Like the example in the middle here. Do you want to close 40 tabs? Well, that's 40 internet windows that were running in the background. So closing those will give your device kind of a fresh start and it won't be running as much. So another thing too is you could try deleting some files or apps that you don't need just to give your device a bit of a break. I always say don't delete something that you actually want to have on your device, but this is worth considering. Another thing too is think about the age of your device. How old is it? Because as devices get older, they struggle to run newer apps that take up more memory and that sort of thing. So if you're, working with an 8-year-old tablet, this just might be the natural progression of things where it's getting a bit older, it's going to be running more slowly. If you're running, high memory apps on there, they just may not run as fast. It's one of those things that can't be helped. The technology gets older and eventually you do get to a point where you gotta consider getting something newer. Next problem is I'm out of space. Oh, this is a frequent problem, and I'm sure that many of you can relate to this where you're getting notifications on your smartphone or your tablet saying that you're running out of memory space. So we'll talk about what you can do with this. So the first thing you can do is go into the settings on your smartphone or tablet and find the storage settings. And this will actually show you how much space you have left, if you're really close to capacity or exactly what's going on. You'll usually get a list too of what is taking up the most space. On the right hand side of the screen that I have up right now is a listing of all the apps on this Apple device and what's taking up the most space. So right at the top there it says photos and camera are taking up the most space, 1.3 gigabytes of space. This is a frequent problem. We are using our phones and our tablets as our point and shoot cameras these days, and that's fine, but those files take up space. Those videos, those pictures take up space. So what to do about that? So one thing you can do on an Android device, this is not possible on Apple devices. They don't provide you a port to put in an SD card. But on an Android device, usually you will have a port to insert an SD card. An SD card is, I have it on the screen here, it's that little black rectangular piece there. It's basically a extra storage device. So if you plug that into your phone, it gives you additional storage. So you could store things on the phone's internal memory and then also an SD card. So that gives you a boost in terms of how much storage you have. Alright, so another thing you can do for pictures and those videos issues, this is especially helpful if you're using an Apple device for pictures and videos, but also for an Android device. I mean, I personally use an Android device and I do use cloud storage. So cloud storage is that internet-based storage. So it is, you may have heard the term in the cloud. If you're storing something in the cloud, it just means things are stored online in a program that is, all the files are based online. This is secure because all these systems you are signing into your own account with a username and password to access it. So it can be really useful. And there's different cloud storage options out there. There's Dropbox, there's Google Photos, Microsoft through Outlook and Hotmail. They offer 365 as their online cloud storage. So there's a lot of options. Apple devices do offer iCloud as well, but I'm going to talk about that here in a minute. So I'm not one really to advertise a specific service or program, but I'm just going to go ahead and talk up Google Photos here because it really is a very useful tool. Whether you have an Android or an Apple device, it's really useful. You download the app on your phone or your tablet. If you already have a Gmail account, you already have credentials to log into Google Photos. If you don't have a Google Gmail account, go ahead and create one, and that provides you access to Google Photos. You get a lot of storage through Google Photos. It's not unlimited free anymore, but it's affordable, and it would take a while for you to get to a point where you need to start paying something. Why am I talking up Google Photos? Especially with an Apple device, there is iCloud, which is a cloud storage system, but the issue is that on Apple devices, if you delete a file, like a photo or a video, off your device, it's also removed from the cloud system, which to me doesn't make any sense, and it frustrates a lot of people. I would say very fairly, because, to all of us, the point of cloud storage is to back up files, on an internet program. So people end up, deleting things that they don't want to delete. And it's really not necessary. You can have Google Photos installed on your device, and you can have all of your photos and videos backing up to Google Photos. So they're stored there as well, and you're not losing anything. So that's my suggestion. Check out Google Photos as a great cloud-based system to back up photos. So last thing I'll talk about here is if you need more help beyond what I just talked about. So your first option is to do a Google search. Seriously, it's not a bad option. There's a lot of information online. Personally, I will do this, or if I'm helping someone and I'm not sure the answer, I will look up information through a Google search as well. There's lots of great articles out there, sometimes YouTube videos that will show you how to do something. Sometimes you know that something's possible, you're just not sure where the setting is. So you could type into a Google search, how do I turn on night mode on my phone? And you will find instructions to, get into those settings. So don't underestimate the power of just doing an internet search to find your answer. A couple of options here. If you do want to take some video-based classes, GCFLearnFree.org is a great resource. It's completely free. It's an open website, so you don't even need any login information or to pay anything. It's got a lot of tech-based videos on there, so definitely recommend GCFLearnFree.org. Another one is Lynda.com, and this is a service offered through the library. So Lynda.com normally is a service you have to pay for, but if you go to heightslibrary.org and go into the Lynda login screen through the library's website, it will prompt you for your library card number and 4-digit PIN. And once you put that in, you will be into Lynda, and it's just a massively good resource. It's got very in-depth video courses on all kinds of tech topics, business topics, so career topics. So check out Lynda.com, but access it through the library's webpage. If you are not sure what your 4-digit PIN is, give the library a call, and we can reset it for you. Another thing here is computer classes through the library. Right now we are offering virtual computer classes. This winter we have now offered Word, Excel, and tonight starts PowerPoint. We're doing these virtually, so you would sign up and then we send you a link so you can watch the class on your computer. We're doing this because of COVID precautions, but we are bringing these virtual computer classes to you. We'll be offering more later in the spring as well. You can All right, so I see that I still have a couple people listening here, and I will give people a moment if anyone has any questions about our topic today or any programming that's going on at the library. I'm just seeing here to see if any questions are